Okay, confession time. I was in a garage band in high school. I played bass guitar and sang lead vocals. I don't want to oversell this, but we were the best cover playing garage band in our town that never had a playing gig. So we lasted about 9 months, had a sweet repertoire of Collective Soul and the Gin Blossoms, and pulled approximately 0 girls. And quite frankly, our biggest fan was our lead guitarist's mother. I'm fairly convinced we could have been the next Nickelback if it wasn't for creative differences. Welcome to I Have No Idea What I'm Doing. If you're just joining us, this is episode 7 of a weekly video series we've been producing about a lot of things and pretty much nothing all at the same time. I tell you that I was in a band not to show you how much street cred I have, but more so to introduce you to the fact that I'm a music guy. I love music. I'll listen to most anything. I love finding and introducing others to new stuff as well. I love that music can take you places in both location and time. I love that it helps connect people, and I love that it has the ability to open up new trains of thought for you. So last year, indie rock band The Shins released a song called Name For You. And from the first time I heard it, I wanted to know more about the story behind it. Thankfully, the lead singer, James Mercer, was asked about it by an Australian paper, and he gave his interpretation of it and why he wrote it. At the time of writing, James was a father of 3 girls, ages 9, 7, and 2, and he wanted to write a song for them explaining that in this life, they would face obstacles. And one of the most common ones they'd face was the fact that they would likely be labeled by others. And he opines the following during the chorus.
They've got a name for you girls. What's in a name? They've got a name for everything. All of the clothes that you wear, and all of your bits and pieces, yeah.
A label, a name, for the clothes they choose to wear, for their preference of their music, for their athletic abilities or their lack thereof, for their intelligence, for those they hang out with, or the myriad of other things that kids often find their identity and their differences in. Sadly, these names can be long-lasting and really difficult to shake for kids. I've already confessed previously to the fact that I struggle with projecting my vision of how my boys should look and fit in, but at 8 and 10, they've got the added pressures of labeling from kids they're around every day. And as much as I hate to admit it, I can't really promise them that it gets any better as they get older. You and I both know that naming and labeling exists even as adults. The names may change, but the practice is the same. So going back to Mercer's song, I started thinking about labeling and came to the conclusion that we're a society of ists. Whether it's by your occupation, journalist, pianist, illusionist, cartoonist, receptionist, artist, or by your political leanings, communist, capitalist, socialist, radicalist, extremist, leftist, centrist, feminist, we're all guilty of being and labeling others as ists. Granted, I know there's a difference between ist and est and the values we place on them, but let's look at the physical descriptions we put on others as well. Strongest, fastest, quickest, shabbiest, ugliest, prettiest, loveliest? What about the non-physical descriptions? Funniest, racist, sincerest, craziest, brightest, fanciest, smartest, realest? We can even label others based on their feelings and emotions alone. Friendliest, loneliest, happiest, silliest, saddest, zaniest. Just in my short time of collecting an ist list, I've come to figure out there are dozens of ists out there that we heap on ourselves and others without much thought. Some good and some not so good. I want to ask them, what kind of ist are you? Maybe you've been labeled as a certain type of ist your entire life, but that's not actually who you want to be. I believe that no matter the situation, you have the ability to change your ist if you want to. Are you the grumpiest? You don't have to be. Are you a realist, but you want to be an idealist? Good for you, make it happen. I've been a pessimist for as long as I can remember. It's a constant ist battle I fight every day, but I like to think that each day I get a little better at it. This week, I encourage you to arm yourself with the knowledge that you have the ability to determine your name, and probably what's equally as important is that you have the ability to help others find the name they want to have. So are you stuck on figuring out your next best name? Well, I've gone ahead and taken the liberty to create a new list of some that you might want to try on this week. See if any of them fit for you. This week, you could be a fantasticist, a swellist, a gracist, a positivist, a lovist, a gratefulist, a contentist, a non-judgmentalist, or even a do-betterist. I promise, I'm rooting hard for you this week. Until next time.